action would only cause the deportations to be carried out more vigorously. A confluence of events mainly involving Ambassador Weizsäcker, again pictured when he was taken into custody after the war, and General Stahl, Commandant of the city of Rome, and the Pope, though his role while direct was in the background, saw the roundup terminated. General Stahl was pressured by the events of that day into placing a call to Heinrich Himmler, in which he invented a military rationale for stopping the roundup. The general claimed that Rome was ripe for revolt if the roundup continued. He told Himmler that it would be impossible for him, Stahl, to provide our troops, which are still fighting to the south, far to the south of Rome, with the material they need, which is one of my chief tasks here. That's the general that I've pictured there. The idea that the Roman population would revolt was unlikely, but Stahl took advantage of the fact that Himmler knew nothing about military matters. During and after the suspension of the roundup, the Vatican Secretariat of State was inundated with pleas to act to stop the Nazis, and the Pope personally was asked to do something about the situation. Permission had been granted to the Vatican to send a representative to see the Jews where they were being held, and the Vatican emissary learned that the Jews had been given nothing to eat or drink since they were captured. The emissary also learned from those outside the college compound that the people interned there also included people who had already been baptized, confirmed, and celebrated a church wedding. This was the point where the Pope and the Vatican saw that it could do something about the situation. Italy's racial laws also helped them. Those who had been baptized were classified as Micheline and regarded as Catholics. This is why I didn't get on a plane to Italy. I can barely speak English. The Vatican emissary rushed back to the Secretariat of State, and the news quickly reached the Cardinal Secretary of State and the Holy Father. People started alerting the Vatican of cases of people wrongfully detained. The Vatican Secretariat drew up a list of those people and presented it to the German ambassador. The Germans started reviewing their captives' identity papers and releasing former Jews who had been baptized and those Jews who were married to Christians. The Pope and the Vatican managed to save 253 lives by this method. More attention has been focused on Pope Pius XII's actions during the Holocaust than any other part of his near two-decade rule on the throne of St. Peter. Some condemn Pius for inaction and have done everything short of accusing him of being responsible for the genocide. Others are currently lobbying the Vatican to have him declared a saint. The Pope acted within the bounds of the law, or at least pretended to, and in accordance with his role as the Supreme Pontiff. It should be kept in mind that the Pope was surrounded by an unfriendly power which could have entered the Vatican and taken it at any time, and it's a matter of debate whether Hitler was indeed planning to kidnap the Pope during the war. Mussolini had the Pope penned in with what actions he could take, as the Vatican had promised in Article 24 of the Lateran Treaty to take no part in any temporal rivalries between other states, nor in any international congresses called to settle such matters, save and except in the event of such parties making a mutual appeal to the Pacific mission of the Holy See, the latter reserving in any event the right of exercising its moral and spiritual power. It should also be remembered that the Swiss Guard numbered in the hundreds and could not have protected the Pontiff and the Vatican against the armies of the Axis. Adolf Hitler himself planned to kidnap the Pope in 1943, again a matter of debate, and ordered General Karl Wolff to execute a plan to do it, as he thought that the Vatican is already a nest of spies and a center of anti-nationalist socialist propaganda. Pope Pius was severely limited in actions that he could overtly take to be seen helping the Jews of Europe. He did, however, act at great risk to his own person and to the Catholic Church.